On today's episode of As JimSees.
King of the road, trailer for sailoring. Man, trailer for sailoring. Ain't got no cigarettes, but trailer for sailoring.
I am done. Chris, and this is As JimSees. So I decided I'm probably going to quit my job and get into the modeling industry because I think I've got some talent there. I've been told that I look like a mix between Sasquatch and Liam Neeson, so I'm going to run with that because both are pretty famous people. This is my model walks that I've been kind of working on. So I call this Clash Sonoba. All right. Heck yeah, subscribe if you were feeling that one. Tell me in the comments below if you liked the content. All right. I call this one the backward path. All right. This next one I call Master Splinter. All right, so that's going to be a new segment on As Jim Sees It. It's called the Modeling Walk. Mix between Sasquatch. I forgot to say the W and the word between. Mix between Sasquatch and Liam. Tutorial on how to brush your teeth. This is a toothbrush. This is a fresh box of toothpaste. Now, who invented the toothpaste was a man named Charles. It was Charles Layfield. And in 1847, he was a dentist, and he had to keep seeing people to pull their teeth out. And he said, I need to figure out a way to try and make it so people are not suffering as much and they got to keep coming in and I have to pull teeth. So he's like, I'm going to go see the local shaman and talk to him. It was from an Indian tribe. And for those of you that have made it this far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like the content because it's going to continue to get funnier and funnier. So when he talked to the local shaman said, what do you do? You need to mental base. In this base, keep man from having my teeth. Go, white man, I do not want you here. You are not part of the great society. So the dentist left, and rightly so. So after he ate some buffalo with his friends, he left, and he invents toothpaste. And now you have what we know as toothpaste today. Now, what I like to do traditionally, because studies have shown that doing your toothpaste brushing in the kitchen is much better. So I like to brush my teeth in the kitchen. So this is what you do. You put it in. You pull around like that. Go around like that. Like so. Put the tongue in there, go around. All right, that's it. So we're going to go. So that's how you brush your teeth. Stay tuned. There will be plenty more helpful information and latest studies scientifically of how to be a better person in regards to social media. Thank you.
I am Chris. Nice to meet you. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel so I can quit my job that I hate. I can't stand my job. I would like to try to make money doing something else. I'm currently Ubering, which is nice. It's fun. I enjoy it. I don't have to worry about drama or individuals, really. The truth is, you have to find an outlet, a way to deal with the stress of those angry doodle snookers. And I try to say doodle snookers because it's better than saying what I really want to say. So I'm just going to hold that emotion in until I go to my therapist. So I've been trying to come up with new ideas for the show, and I think we're going to do this kind of dialogue. But I do want it to be back and forth. So if you want, post in the comments below. We'll have a little conversation. Ask any question you want. I'll do my best to answer it. As far as creative projects go, I believe I have 8 pages left on the screenplay called The Final Vigilante, of punctuation. When I say 8 pages left, I didn't really explain myself. And then I'm resubmitting it to 5 different contests where I could possibly win $25,000, which would be nice, because then I could pay rent for a full year, stop working this crap job, and focus on part 2 of that and trying to write another screenplay. And actually right now I am working on a rough draft for a screenplay. It's another cop. Another cop movie. I love writing about detectives and FBI agents and stuff. When I was a little kid, I always would run around and pretend I was a detective, busting drug dealers and things of that nature. I was like 10 years old. I was a huge fan of 80s cop movies, so I think that's where a lot of that desire to write about police come from. And the old school action 80s movies are the best. And not so much the way the film looks or anything like that, but there was no CGI involved, and the sets were a little more realistic, and when they used explosions, it's almost like you could feel them more because they were more impactful, I think, for the viewer. Marked for Death, the Lethal Weapon movies, some Van Damme movies, tons of 80s cop movies that were really good, that like even in the 90s as well. So I love that stuff. I tell you, one of my favorites definitely for action was Terminator 2, and that was the culmination of, well, that was like the big, from what I remember, the introduction of CGI into film. They had spent, I believe, $8 million on Terminator 2, and at the time that was completely unheard of. And I'll tell you, when that came out in the theaters and people went and saw it, like how it looked with the CGI was like, they knew that critics and filmmakers alike definitely knew that this was going to be the evolution of film, the way that, T-1000 looked and the graphics and well, graphics, I don't know if that's the right word. Yeah, graphics are because I'm older, and they would have graphics in video games from the 80s. So anyhow, back to what I was talking about with the film. So, yeah. Anyhow, I got that action screenplay I'm going to try to sell coming out, and then I'm rewriting. I'm sorry, I'm not rewriting. I'm rough drafting a news story. So, I don't know, man. That is what's going on with As Jim Sees It. Touching base. on kind of some new content. You know, clustering ideas, seeing what molds together. All right, man. I hope you enjoyed the comedy skit before this. Like and subscribe. Later.
King of the road, trailer for sailor